Hi, I'm Elysia Stobbe, and we're here at Brightway Insurance, and we're going to ask some key questions regarding homeowners insurance today. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm David Miller. I'm the co-founder and chairman of Brightway Insurance. We started Brightway Insurance back in 2003, and with one office and 3 people, today Brightway has somewhere close to 120 offices in 8 states, over 700 associates, and we do in sales each year about just under $400 million now, up from the agency when we started it, it was $2 million. And we write now on a weekly basis well over $2 million of new insurance for consumers. And Brightway is the #1 insurance franchise in the country according to Entrepreneur Magazine, where we've been on the Inc. 5000 for the last 9 consecutive years as one of the fastest growing privately held companies in the country. And Forbes this year ranked us as one of the top 10 franchises you can buy in the widest segment of $150,000 investment level in the country, period, whether it's insurance or food or any type of franchise. So proud of that success, but more importantly, very focused on Brightway delivering a different kind of consumer experience. And so the fact that you're writing a book trying to focus on the consumer is tremendously important.
Great. Thank you, David. And so with all those insurance policies written, you're definitely the perfect person to ask a few questions about homeowners
We've written
insurance.
a few.
And thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I appreciate it. So the first question I wanted to ask are, what are the top 3 reasons people should purchase homeowners insurance? Besides, if they're getting a mortgage, their lender requires it. There's obviously a much better answer than the basic one.
Sure. Well, one of the things, a homeowner's insurance policy is pretty exciting. A lot of times, if you just turn on the TV, you would think everything about insurance is just price, and that you don't get anything for it other than a lizard or a flow or something like that. The fact is that there are a lot of really good coverages that protect consumers and make sure that they're taken care of. And that for most people, their home is their single biggest asset. And making sure that there's a wall of protection that exists around that consumer is what we do in the homeowners insurance business. So in addition to insuring the house, every homeowner's policy has a number of different bundled coverages that are all already included. Things like insuring any detached structures, covered separately. Things like covering your personal property, that's covered separately. Even if you have a claim and need to live somewhere else, your homeowner's insurance policy will pay for you to live somewhere else while your house is being repaired. And perhaps one of the most important coverages, other than insuring your house, that can stand between you and financial ruin is liability coverage. And it's making sure that basically if someone slips on your property and decides to sue you or break their neck, that kind of thing, God forbid, that you'll have adequate coverage to make sure that they don't take everything you have and everything you will ever have. And so it's interesting that your homeowners and car insurance are actually linked that way. They both cover liability coverage, and they protect you against lawsuits in case many of the trial attorneys we see today on the airwaves end up suing you. And that's one of the things that a lot of times people don't think about. You see attorneys on TV more and more today. They're getting money from somewhere. We make sure that that money's not you.
Excellent.
One other thing that's important with homeowners insurance, and it falls into it as well, is flood insurance. And I would say a lot of times people don't realize that flood insurance, flood is not actually covered under a homeowner's policy. And if your house is in an area that's been developed and is flooded in the last 100 years, your mortgage company will require you to get flood insurance, and you'll have to get it. Most new developments, though, don't have a history, And so they may be prone to flooding, but may not be in an emergency flood zone. And so you might be put in a position where the mortgage company doesn't require you to get flood insurance. However, with climate the way it is, and weather patterns changing, and some areas that didn't get a lot of rain now getting a lot of rain, and that sort of thing, we just don't know. And so it's not only that the ocean's going to come and flood your property, or a river, or a lake, but it could be even the storm drains and systems in your new community may not be able to withstand that sort of thing. So it's something else you should be thinking about when you're buying.
I know that FEMA changed a lot of the maps this year. Has that kept you guys busy?
It has, and it's we try to be proactive. The government tries to create laws to force consumers to act. We try to do it proactively, even without regulation. And good agents are having those conversations with their customers every day.
Excellent, excellent. Can you tell me how you got into the home insurance industry?
I started back in the early 90s. I graduated from college in 1992, and by 1993, I had my first insurance job at Liberty Mutual. And I started out as a fledgling insurance agent, and worked at that company selling insurance. And for the first 10, 11 years of my career, I worked at Liberty Mutual and had gotten to the point where I was in the top 3 insurance agents in North America for their company, and also had the opportunity to manage a number of their offices in multiple states as well while I was there, prior to starting what today is Brightway Insurance.
That's great.
Yeah.
So along the way, you probably have some stories about what your favorite things are about assisting homeowners insurance. Homeowners.
Well, it's funny. It's not so much the answers you give them, but helping consumers by helping them ask the right questions. Most of the time, when as an agent, our job is to help consumers make good decisions. Part of it is they need to know the right questions to ask. And you have to ask those questions with them. And it's no one who works in this industry works in a vacuum. Consumers deserve to have a quality loan officer, a quality closing attorney, and a quality insurance agent that help them through the process and work together. And when it works right, they do have that. And so, anyways, that's my take.
Yeah, I feel so strongly the same way. When people are shopping for interest rate, it's great, and banks will compete on rate. They're happy to do it. Everybody is, because you want to get the best rate. But it's so much more important to find the right lender, or the best lender, who's going to answer your questions, make sure you understand, make sure you know all the loan products that are available to you.
Right.
Just like an insurance agent would ask those questions to make sure they have the right insurance products.
The other piece that's important too is making sure that home buyers understand the different components of their home, and what the status is of those components. So someone who does property appraisals and inspections of the property is also really important, because a lot of folks, if they've never purchased a home before, this is kind of a scary part, and they may not know a lot of the how the different systems work and what they should do. And a good property inspector will actually teach you a lot of that while they go through and create that report for you.
And it's an excellent report. And the interesting thing is, it's not required by all loan types, but every buyer should really get one. And it's interesting, too, because the price you pay for a home inspection versus what you're going to pay for the house,
that's right,
is a great investment.
It's true.
What's something most insurance companies overlook during the application process?
Well, realize there's a period of time that the insurance company has to review the application and ultimately confirm or non-renew the policy. And so making sure that the application's complete and it's accurate is really important. Typically, it's the job of your insurance agent, but making sure that you get your agent the right information. Having a good inspection report that has accurate information can be helpful. There are more than 100 different companies out there that are providing homeowners insurance in any given market. And different companies have different appetites. Some specialize in older homes, newer homes, homes that are close to the coast, homes that are further, homes that are constructed out of masonry, homes that give better rates for people with different types of protection devices. And some companies, depending on the age of some of the issues in the house, will be more lenient or more understanding, and some will be very concerned about different hazards, old wiring, older roof, air conditioning systems, windows that haven't been replaced in older homes. Could even be some of the things that maybe you buy with a house that happen to be there, like a trampoline, or it has a pool with a diving board. These are all things that can be of concern, and making sure that the insurance company understands what the risk is up front completely is really the best thing you can do. It's almost like dating. It's far better to not be the person you think the other person wants, but rather the person you are. And it's true with homes too. Accurately saying what it is and what it's not will ultimately get you a very solid answer with the insurance company of that, yes, they want to insure it, and yes, this is the final rate. So those two things are really important.
Excellent, excellent. What do you think most lenders forget to tell their clients when they are in the process of obtaining homeowners insurance?
Well, I think it's it has to do with it's not so much the lenders, but the people who work for the lenders who have a varied amount of training. Mm-hmm. And again, I would say having a lender who cares enough to understand not just what they do, but the other pieces that go along with it. Because at the end of the day, the consumer's buying a home, and they are relying on a team of people to help them through the process. The more experienced and more knowledgeable that whole team is about what they do and how that works into that whole process from the customer's standpoint, the better off they're going to be. So that's the most important thing, is that you have your lender is on the same page with the closing attorney and the insurance agent, and making sure that everything's done in the time frame it's supposed to be, and there are no surprises at closing.
I could not have said it better myself. Thank you, David. Yeah, I like to say that in our industry we say it's sort of like herding cats.
That's right.
Because everybody's running in a different direction, and if you can make everybody run in the same direction, which is towards the home buyer's goal line, then usually works out much, much better for them.
Exactly.
Excellent. Is there a place where people can go online to find out more about Brightway Insurance?
Absolutely. You can go to brightway.com, and I encourage people to look. What's nice about Brightway is that we're the first real retail insurance agency that is nationally branded, where consumers can truly have it all. They get, instead of one brand that they go when they go to a retailer, for instance, if they go to State Farm, they're going to get State Farm. If they go to Allstate, they're going to get Allstate. If they called Geico, they're going to get Geico, or USAA, they're going to get USAA. It's an experience that most people don't like, having to go from one brand to one brand to one brand shopping. And more than anything, because they feel like they get tired usually before they get the very best price, or that they feel that. And what Brightway's tried to do is change that whole experience so that you go to one retail insurance store where they have local offices in your neighborhood with agents who live in your neighborhood and know you and can advise you first on the coverages that you need, and then make sure which of the 100 or so companies that write this type of insurance are best for you. And so that, and then having the ability to have all the convenient buying options is also really important. Being able to go online, go to a brick and mortar local office, or pick up the phone. And if you can have it all, most consumers tell us that they prefer having it all rather than some piece of it all.
And yeah, in this day and age, everybody wants it all.
They do, and
Yeah.
we believe consumers, they deserve it.
They do. They do. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time today, David. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.